So looks like we are live. This live stream is going to be about what's next for Auden Larratt. I usually upload videos about famous arm wrestlers under the same title after each big event ends. What's next for this guy? What's next for that guy? Very funny title, lol. So yeah, good title, I guess. Good title. Auden is for sure not going to like it, but I myself said that. I myself said that when I saw a post by I think Devon Lett's thumb or John Brizing's thumb. I think that was the Instagram page name, which said that the next match could be Hasbullah versus Auden Larratt. And I was like, yeah, that's a cool idea. But when I went back to the live stream, when I was commentating the Auden versus Korean Hulk match, I myself said that with this logic, the next match can be Hasbullah versus Auden can be arm wrestling Hasbullah on the right arm. It could be 5-0 already, and he would still complain in the setup. I think this is what I said. I'm getting confused, but yeah, I was the one who suggested this match. So before we start further, I'll show you a clip. I just posted that link. That same video is not opening up. This is something that is messed up. If you copy a link of a video and you post it in your YouTube app, the same video link does not open up. Now there's the video. You're going to be surprised. I don't think most of you have watched this video, but it is going to be a surprising one. It's on Sylvis YouTube channel. 1 hour. Korean Hulk versus Nugzari Shikadze. That's it. Auden Larratt is the king of arm wrestling now. He destroyed Nugzari Shikadze. He destroyed Korean Hulk, and Korean Hulk just now defeated Nugzari Shikadze. Yeah, people like to say it's just a practice pool, as if we cannot see it's a practice pool, as if we just imagine a referee standing there, and as if we just heard a ready go when there was no ready go. Yes, we all know that. And yes, we all know that we saw Nugzari practicing with Devon as well. So maybe this was after that, maybe this was before that. I do not know. But judging by the way the Korean Hulk got destroyed by Auden Larratt, under no circumstance should he be stopping Nugzari Shikadze. This should not happen. So what's the next match? As Rain Blue is saying, Auden destroys RVJ. Auden Larratt versus RVJ is the next match. After watching this practice pool, man, I mean, when I uploaded a video about Auden Larratt, I got 2 comments and 2 comments only. I mean, there were other comments, let's be honest, but those 2 were getting the most number of likes by far, and the likes were close. Number one, the most famous comment was, Auden Larratt is basically the Jake Paul of arm wrestling, and the second comment was, Ryan Bowen versus Auden Larratt. That's the match to make. And yeah, maybe that's the match to make after seeing Korean Hulk stop Nugzari Shikadze. Let's assume he was totally gassed out. That was the last practice pull which Nugzari had. So people must be like, somebody must be willing to grip up with Korean Hulk as well. Like, it just cannot be that was Korean Hulk's first practice pull. Can it be? Yeah, maybe, but the chances are very little. And the chances of that being Nugzari's last practice pull are not as little, but still there can be a chance that he pulled afterwards as well. Maybe he pulled with Devon afterwards. So is Auden better than Devon now? If Nugzari was moving Devon that much after arm wrestling after getting stonewalled by the Korean Hulk, it's getting funny, man. It's getting funny, but that must give, even if it is a practice pull, if Auden watches this, if he has already watched this, that must give him some confidence seeing Nugzari getting stopped by the Korean Hulk. Dhruv Rathi, I've watched his videos just like almost every Indian, but no, I don't know him. Pradeep versus Auden. भाई कभी Devon से बात किए? Bro, I've interviewed Devon a couple of times. Devon has interviewed me one time, and I've interviewed him one time. When Devon interviewed me, that also turned to be me interviewing Devon. It turned out to be that way. Coach Ray versus Korean Hulk. Coach Ray's top roll is also good. Like, give Korean Hulk but Korean Hulk was top rolling in this match. So is he a hooker or is he a top roller? We don't even know that. But for sure, that practice pull, I liked it, man. I liked it. I have more confidence in Auden Larratt right now. But still, the match is he needs to maybe do something differently, because if you, yes, in the eyes of 90% people, you can completely change the perception that they have of you, but 10 people will still remain if you keep going that way. So the first match was Whisperer, then the second match for Auden Larratt was James English, who's a IFBB pro bodybuilder trying to turn into an arm wrestler. Or not even, he said, still my main game is bodybuilding, not arm wrestling. Then the Korean Hulk. So my question is, if they were trying to see that Korean Hulk is going to sell a lot of pay-per-views, I mean, did he? Where are the posts of Korean Hulk promoting the matches? Like, how many Koreans knew that Korean Hulk is going to compete at King of the Table? 1,000? 3,000? 5,000? How many of those 5,000 Koreans bought the pay-per-view? 50? So I'm not really sure if that worked out in their favor as they were thinking. He did not promote anything, basically. I watched his Instagram. Yeah, there were some posts, but basically nothing at all. So the arm wrestling whisperer was 40 pounds lighter. Yes, he had some experience. We should call him an arm wrestler. We should not say he was just a celebrity like the other matches. I think we can say the same for the Korean Hulk as well. But their social media presence, including all three of them, is way more than their actual level on the table. That's why people were calling them celebrity matches. So maybe they need to reverse this thing where the social media level is slightly lower than than their achievements on the table. Then people will stop complaining. But if they keep on going that way, now everyone is already calling Auden the Jake Paul of arm wrestling. I don't see anything wrong with Jake Paul though, but I still believe that Jake Paul is in fact taking more difficult opponents than Auden Larratt. His matches are much more closer than Auden, and he even lost one match. So I think, comparing these matches which Auden is taking and which Jake Paul has had in his career, I think it's kind of an insult to Jake Paul. He has taken difficult matches. Is Auden Larratt strong right now after seeing the Korean Hulk being stronger than Nugzari Shikadze, then RVJ, then Devon Larratt? The Korean Hulk destroys everyone else in this world except Levan Saginashvili. Yeah, Auden Larratt is a really, really strong person. And he has a good hand and wrist. Just avoid hook arm wrestlers, go against top rollers, or avoid those arm wrestlers who can set the hook really efficiently. If you can take away the hooker's hook, then those are good matches. Those are good matches. Like Abhas Rana is that way. I've talked about that match many times. 3 years younger than Auden, and same weight as Auden Larratt, about 4 inches, 5 inches shorter than Auden Larratt. So there should be no excuse. And we have seen Abhas Rana's wrist getting taken many times, and that's Auden Larratt's game. So stylistically, it's a perfect match. There is one guy who's 22 years, 23 years old, I guess, in India. Yuvraj Singh is his name. He started arm wrestling 1.5 years ago. That guy is really difficult to top roll. In my mind, he will be a more difficult opponent for Auden than Abhas Rana. So Abhas Rana stylistically is a very good match for Auden. Even recently in a tournament, not recently, 5-6 months ago, he did get top rolled by a relatively unknown Indian arm wrestler. So it's not like he's going to just for sure lose that match. But definitely he needs to take some matches. Even in that match, there will be many people saying, yeah, he beat a 16-year-old. But no, people won't be saying that because I've never seen any comment agreeing with Abhas Rana's age. So nobody believes he's 16 years old. Everybody thinks he's 24 years old. So that's why that's a perfect match. That's a perfect match. You get to arm wrestle a 16-year-old who people believe is a 24-year-old. So it's a win-win situation for Auden Larratt. Enough comedy in this video. This video is starting with a lot of comedy. And one more thing about the perception being negative right from the beginning, and it becoming more and more difficult for the arm wrestler to improve that perception. And that's because I saw a few comments saying, like, people are talking about me. We were discussing me training my son, and somebody in the comment section was like, "Pradeep, do not talk about training your son, training your 1-year-old son. If Devon hears that, he's going to book a match between him and Auden Larratt." And to me, that was the funniest comment of the night. It was really, really funny. So that kind of perception they need to change now. 3 matches, they already know where the level is. I mean, they train regularly in their Ottawa High Hookers gym, where many arm wrestlers may have competed against many other arm wrestlers. So by comparing those matches, those practice polls, they can judge where the level of Auden Larratt is. Ryan Bowen, as of now, doesn't seem to be a good match. Ryan would destroy Auden, but next year, Ryan goes down to 90 kilos. I think he's already at 90. Auden is 105, I guess. 15 kilo weight difference. He becomes 20 then instead of 19. Good match, man. Good match. I don't think it's a mismatch next year. This year, it is. Next year, it can be a good match. So, Ryan Bowen has also issued a call out. Let's see how many people have watched that video. If it has enough views, then we'll not discuss. Maybe most of the guys watching this video have already discussed that. 6.2 thousand views, only 2 minute video. We can see that. We can hit that.
All right, what's going on? King of the Table 12's a wrap. Straight to the point. Auden Larratt, it's time. Auden Larratt. Enough easy matches for you, man. Enough people where your leverage is too great. I respect you as an athlete. I think you're at the level. I really do. I think you're at the level. You can be whatever weight you want. You can be 105 kilos. I'm 90 kilos. I don't know when, I don't know where, but I think it's time. I think you're strong enough, technical enough that you have a chance of beating me. A chance. You're not going to get an easy win, though. You're not going to take my wrist like you took the Korean Hulk's wrist and just get freedom. Okay? Even if you do take my wrist, I'll jam up. Anyway, Auden, it's time. Time to take on an arm wrestler with experience. I'll be lighter than you. I'll be 90 kilos, no heavier than 90, I promise you. Well done. Impressive performance, as always. You're a technician. You're strong enough. Time to make the big choice of taking on someone with experience. Auden. And I say this, Auden, because everyone in the chat, I just had 1,000 people in the chat, and the overwhelming comment was Ryan and Auden. All night, Ryan and Auden. I'm down for a few, man. What can I say? Rest of the card, it's good fun. Nugo Chikadze, beast. Devin Larratt, dismantling Leonidas, phenomenally crazy. But no disrespect to Leonidas. I actually think it was really super relevant. I like the way that it showed the specific strength combined with the experience and that, how it can disconnect someone as fundamentally strong as Leonidas. But anyway, the main theme of this whole video, Auden. Let's just make it happen somewhere. I don't know when. I'm down.
So Ryan looks really happy announcing this match. Bowen should be not announcing, but like calling out Auden Larratt for this match, and I feel really happy listening to this video. While I was playing this video, I almost created a new live stream, which I want to do with Paul Lynn. It's just the photo that's not setting up properly. Maybe we can do that without the actual photo, but let's see. Ryan wanting a match that he can win finally. Yeah, Ryan takes both matches. He takes some easy matches, but like mostly, if we come, like there are people who complain about Ryan taking easy matches, and then there are people who complain about Ryan never winning a super match. And I'm like, how can these people coexist? If Ryan is taking easy matches, then why isn't he winning them? If he isn't winning them, then he's not taking easy matches. It's simple math. Auden got called out. He needs to address it. Yeah. Ryan in front of other like a cat, but calling Auden he's 19-year-old. You are loser. Nah, I don't think so. Like it's not going to immediately happen. Give Auden more time. Like Auden should. If I was Auden Larratt, I would make a video. Count your days, Ryan. 365 days from now, we'll have a match and I'll destroy you. That's it. 15-second video. That's what I'll upload right now if I was Auden Larratt. And tell me if you agree with this or not. Pradeep versus Auden would be better. No, it wouldn't be better. वाह यार अच्छा act किया. Auden literally arm wrestles people who don't even arm wrestle. Yeah, all three of them have been celebrity matches as we just discussed. The fourth one shouldn't be. Like I started to think that maybe Korean Hulk is legit and it is going to be a close match. And maybe he is. We just discussed how he's stronger than Devin Larratt himself. If somebody just joined, please don't Don't destroy me in the comment section. Just understand the humor behind it. We discussed that in detail, how Korean Hulk is actually a stronger arm wrestler than Devon Larratt. Barbora versus Auden. It could have been a good match, man. A year ago, it would have been good. Right now, I think Auden's too good. Auden's too good. A year ago, Barbara may even have been the favorite. Pradeep, why are your numbers on Devon? What are your numbers? I don't know, brother. Still maybe 35. I don't know. I haven't trained. I have. What's the opposite of progress? Regress? Is that the word? Is that any word? If it is, then that's what I've been doing right now. I'm ashamed that Bowen blew Rona, who couldn't find win while made against Indian top one. What are you saying, bro? I think she still is. Barbora is stronger than Auden. That's a powerful statement, man. I don't think so. The hand and wrist, man. Just some people just have it. Some people just have it. So I'm thinking about changing this live stream to not changing, but creating another live stream so that people can join right from here. Bhai, Cobra Rhodes versus Pradeep. Give me some more time. The Cobra is kind of declining, but he's still strong, man. He would destroy me. 10 years later, I destroy Cobra Rhodes. 70-year-old Cobra versus Pradeep. I'm the winner. I can take on 70-year-old arm wrestlers, retired arm wrestlers, and below my weight, and current female arm wrestlers, champion arm wrestlers below 70 kilo. No, around at my same weight, but below 75 kilos for sure. Below 70, maybe. I cannot go below 70, so maybe at 70. I'll cut to 250 and pull Auden. Brandon Allen, filthy power. That's a good suggestion. Good suggestion. I don't think they would believe that they can that Auden can defeat you. So that would disqualify you from being a potential opponent. So unless they think they can win, you'll have to convince them, bro. You'll have to convince them that you're super weak. Show them your losses. Make a compilation, Brandon, of you losing and send it to Devon. Make a portfolio. Possibly. भाई वो बूढ़ा हो जाएगा. एसी दहेज का नहीं लगता बट बेड तो है. Yeah, it's my brother's room. That air conditioner is probably almost 9 years old, I guess. Auden know you. By Auden know, yeah, of course he knows me. Like knows me as in there's a guy named Pradeep Singh. That's that's how much he knows about me. And he must watch the videos too. I don't have much doubt about that. Pradeep versus P Diddy for the next king of the table. भाई तुम क्या करते हो सरकारी नौकरी में? हाँ, कुछ तो कर ही लेते हैं यार. कुछ तो कर ही लेते हैं. King of the table recap with Paulin streaming software. Let's edit the thumbnail while we are talking. Let me pick up a question and then only we can start editing, start creating the new live stream while discussing that with you guys. Imagine if the GOAT lost to Auden, his career would be over. Ryan Bone, there's a famous comment right now in the Reddit community. Some community, somebody took that screenshot from a YouTube video saying that Ryan should right now just buckle up, arm wrestle Auden Larratt, and retire if he cannot win that match. Pradeep, you can use baby oil during the match, during the Diddy match. Yeah, no, bro, that's too risky. That's too risky. I won't use that. So what's next for Auden Larratt? As I discussed, the Eddie Hall match, man, after some time I would have loved to see Eddie Hall versus Auden Larratt instead of Eddie Hall versus Brian Shaw. Then Eddie Hall versus Hasbullah. No, not Eddie Hall. Auden Larratt versus Hasbullah. I'm just kidding, bro. I'm just kidding. No. Auden Larratt versus my son, who is 1 year old. That's the way that the things seem to be going as of now. But yeah, he should be, I think, going to WAF, or at least now the all of the legit arm wrestlers, like all of the high level arm wrestlers that we know right now, if they were already arm wrestling back when they were 16, 17, 18 years old, by 18, all of them had already started competing in the seniors division. You can literally go back into the history. If somebody was already arm wrestling for 2 3 years, by 18 he would arm wrestle the seniors. That's just the way it was. That's just the way it has always been with the future legends, or should I say the current legends of the sport. So maybe that's something that Auden should also think about doing. What are your thoughts about it? At least I think so. He may lose there. I think he will lose there, but that shouldn't be a big deal. People will appreciate that. And if it's a WAF footage, if Auden is trying to gather some casual fans, which seems to be the case with these Whisperer, James English, and Korean Hulk matches, the casual fans are not going to see his WAF matches, most probably. So I don't think it's going to hurt his brand. I don't think it's going to hurt his reputation that much. Let me read some more comments. Both born 2004. Schoolboy start in seniors. No, Schoolboy is much older than Auden Larratt. Schoolboy right now maybe 24, at least 23 he is. Maybe I think he's 24. Yeah, Reno is 19. Reno and Auden same. Reno is 20 now. Reno is 20 now. Abbas versus Auden is the perfect match, man. The guy has some social media following. If they're looking, and he's going to promote, he promotes arm wrestling. You picked Korean Hulk, who may have 800,000 followers, but he didn't do shit in terms of promotion. He didn't do anything. So his follow. What is the use of having so many followers if none of your followers know that you're having an arm wrestling match? It did not work that way. If we look at Abbas Rana, who seems to be live on Instagram right now, no, not really. If we go to his page, videos 46,000 views, 99,000 views, 32, 180,000, 36, 34,000, 49, 74, 29, 45, 73. So yeah, good number of views. Let's see the photos, how many likes his photos get. He seems to be posting videos only. But the likes number, 10,000 likes, 2,200, 2,000, 2,000, 3,000, 3,000, 6,000. So the average number of likes is like 4,000 on his. That's probably more than Auden Larratt. His Instagram following is better than Auden himself. How tall are you? About 5'10 and a half. Abbas Rana versus Auden Peep. 5'10 when I'm dealing with serious back pain. Almost 5'11 when I'm perfectly fine. Exactly 5'11 when I wake up in the morning. So different heights. Winner of Levan versus Jerry match faces P Diddy with baby oil, I guess. Abbas Rana versus Auden pay-per-view sales will go skyrocket. I don't think so. I don't think it's going to affect too many pay-per-view sales because Indians do not buy pay-per-view. That's just a rule that every single promoter in the world knows already. Indians do not buy pay-per-view. Auden versus a kindergartner when? Not sure. Not sure when. Bacho versus Auden. I've discussed this many times on the channel, and Devon has already answered this question many times himself. He has said that him versus Bacho is going to happen before Bacho versus Auden. So Devon Ladd knows the level of his son, and Devon Ladd knows the level of Bacho Sagi naturally. And it's no joke. Trust me, it's no joke. So I should create a live stream for September 30, which is about 4 minutes away from now, according to my time. The time can be, let's keep it at 15 minutes past midnight. Just create this live stream. Just change the title by going to studio in mobile phone because in my desktop the A button is not working. So PUL Lin, it's showing as of now. But before we do that, let me read a few comments. So by the way, guys, 124 people watching, please hit the thumbs up. What's next for Auden Larratt? If I were to keep his trajectory moving forward, maybe if I was given the responsibility, maybe I would also keep him away from WAF competition. I mean, in today's social media world, let's be realistic. We can think about anything we want, but the reality is the perception of the fans that you have, it matters a lot. Like you should be that undefeatable god in their eyes, and that you can really capitalize in terms of money as well. So who would I give him as the next match? As I've already discussed, Answer to Ryan Bowen, say 1 year. Everybody is going to respect you because Ryan is more experienced. I won't say he's bigger, but he's clearly a high level arm wrestler. You're younger, he's older, and if you ask for 1 year, I guess everyone is going to respect that opinion. Just 365 days, king of the table, 16, 17, book it, and then it can be really cool. That's what I would do. And then after that, who can Auden face? Who can Auden face? Who's a legit arm wrestler, a known name? We'll have to think more about this, but Auden versus Makarov or Akimbo. Right now, Makarov is too much. Akimbo will be too light. Auden has already explained perfectly why, according to him, that match does not make too much sense because if he loses, he lost to a 75 kg guy. If he beat him, he beat a 75 kg guy. What's the big deal behind it? Then Eddie Hall. If they still want celebrity matches, 6 months from now, book the Eddie Hall match. Eddie Hall must have already trained by then for the Brian Shaw match, so that you can also claim after you defeat him that yeah, he trained for arm wrestling, he knew the moves, he knew what a defense is, what an offensive top roll is, what a defensive top roll is. He knew his stuff, and I still beat the world's strongest man. That's the kind of promotion that Auden should be getting from celebrity matches. Nobody knew Korean Hulk, man, before this match. Like the actual audience that buys pay-per-views, did they know who Korean Hulk is? I don't think so. Imagine Auden Larratt, and I think he can do that. Some people may think I'm delusional. I think Auden can beat Eddie Hall. Like he can take his risk. It's not completely out of the question. Uncle John, Artem Ternenko next year would be a good match. Artem Ternenko without a weight cap, book it, or maybe 100 kg weight cap. Auden can easily cut a few kilos. Artem Ternenko can be good next year. Uncle John can be a good match next year. But before that, Eddie the Beast Hall. And if he defeats Eddie Hall, then imagine Brian Shaw versus Auden Larratt. So did Devon had this planned all out? Like he wanted Brian Shaw to be in arm wrestling. He hyped him up to be as the guy who can defeat Levan Saginashvili only so that his son Auden can defeat Brian Shaw. That would be an amazing story. Just imagine Auden Larratt's career trajectory. Next year, he takes on Eddie Hall, who lost to Brian Shaw. He beats him exactly the same way and maybe even easier than what Brian Shaw did from the stage of King of the Table or East versus West, whatever it is, or East versus West Challenger Series. I don't think Eddie Hall is going to arm wrestle at Challenger Series, but Eddie Hall was willing to arm wrestle Rob Vision Jr. So yeah, why not Auden Larratt? Then Auden beats him. Then right from that stage, he calls out Brian Shaw and he crushes Brian Shaw's dream of crushing Levan Saginashvili. Auden puts the brakes on Brian Shaw 1 year from now. How would that look? Maybe that match needs to happen right now. Auden is improving, but Brian Shaw is going to improve faster. Cancel the match, man. I'm making matches right now. But yeah, Devon knows that right now Auden cannot beat Brian Shaw. He knows that. He gripped up with Brian Shaw and he himself said that. So yeah, he knows. I'm just dreaming too much. But I would love to see I would love to see Auden destroy these two big, strong, world strong. Auden can be called this is fantasy world, man. Imagine Auden as being the world's strongest man slayer back to back. Like he just takes on the world's strongest man first, and then yeah, next year the Ryan Bowen match can also happen. But that's something I would love to. I didn't even think about it too much before this, not at all before starting this live stream, that Auden versus Eddie Hall and Auden versus Brian Shaw. Did you say fake strong? World's strongest man, not fake strong. World's strongest man. Why would use the word fake with Brian Shaw? There's nothing fake about him. So, King of the Table recap with Paul Lynn. I hope he's already there. Proving astrology with a $5 super chat. The pay per view sale might not be the main point anymore. How much money do you think East versus West will make from the Devon versus Chan Shaw YouTube video? Not much, not much. You can calculate the number of views and basically put around $3. $3 on the video, maybe a little bit more if it gets more watch time, but sometimes the videos get even less than that. So put a $3 mark on the video, and how many views does that have? 1 million views. So if 1,000 views get $3, how much views, how much will 1 million views generate? Can anyone do the math? Is it $30,000? It can be. It can be. No, $3,000, not 30. So $3,000. That's it. That's how much it is going to generate if it has 1 million views. So not that much. 3,000. Yeah. Will Wrist Hunter be able to make a comeback? It seems difficult. I've not seen his thumb. It was like pretty bad, injured pretty badly. So I've not seen if it is recovered. Like it seemed like the bone was like completely distorted and it got fixed that way after his broken thumb. It's not possible to fix that without having a surgery, and I don't think he had a surgery. So without that, I don't think so, man. I don't think so. Another delusional episode of what, bro? Just write it once and get over it. Don't repeat it again and again and again. Okay? Is that okay with you, bro? So I'll be inviting Paul in shortly. So let me. I think that's. I don't even know how to have a stream guest on the Streamlabs app. So let me go to Stream Yard on on my browser and create a separate live stream. Please forgive me for this unprofessionalism, because first Paul told me that he's not going to be available because he's at a football match. That's why I didn't create that stream. So yeah, it's not my fault, nobody's fault actually. Paulin is so awesome that he still found some time to go live. If you're watching, Paul, please can you message me? I'll send you the link as soon as I create this live stream, and then we're good to go live. Title, I'll copy and paste it here. Say something. Description, no, there's no time to say something, to say anything. Schedule for later. Today 12:15. That's about 10 minutes from now. Upload thumbnail. The problem with these StreamYard applications, these live streams, is that you have to create a live stream through StreamYard first, and only then it shows up there. Create live stream. Let me read a few comments. We need arm wrestling video game. Yeah, it's difficult. It's difficult. It can be good. It can be good, but not like a huge production level game. And to be good, it has to be a huge production level game. Otherwise, an arm wrestling game wouldn't look good. So cool seeing Paul in always coming on all the enemy of the sports podcast. I think it has been almost a year since I invited Paul, since I had Paul on the channel. Sometimes the timings didn't work out. Sometimes I didn't invite him. You speak of Auden matches as if they were actually competitive when they were one-sided stomps that everyone knew ahead of time. When did I speak about them like that? Only about the Korean Hulk match. I said, yeah, maybe Korean Hulk can do something in the first round, but still I had Auden as the favorite. Didn't even have an arm wrestling game app like 6 years ago. No, no, never. So once again, thanks for the super chat proving astrology video. Don't know how much that video is going to make, but I for sure made good money because of your super chat. Thanks. And thank God for making these people rich so that they can make me rich as well. Rich and generous. Paul was on 98% podcast the other day too. Yeah, he has been on that a couple of times, I guess. I've seen him at least 2 3 times, so maybe he has been there more than 2 3 times. Paulin is the man. Let me refresh if the stream is showing up here, and then we'll send the link to the man, Paulin himself. Yep, it is showing up. 2 viewers are already waiting in that stream. Guys, I'll need only maybe a couple of minutes more to mess with this live stream. Live chat replay should be on. Yep, save. Monetization should be on. Otherwise, you guys won't be able to super chat or see the ads, both of which are ads are more important. Super chat, like, I don't really like asking for money, but it's really cool receiving some money if you can. Auden can probably have a great match with Larry Wheels. Yeah, that's another match. These are still celebrity, but also arm wrestler matches. Like the Artem Ternenko should be kind of considered a celebrity against Auden once he's training for 2 3 years seriously, and he's 20 years old, and he's like almost 20 kilos bigger than Artem Ternenko. Then it's also kind of a celebrity match which Auden must win. But that's also a cool match at the same time. Can you sleep now? I can, but I won't. I won't. I don't sleep before 2 a.m. anyways, so that's not a big problem for me. A pancake Pradeep would call me Pandeep. I don't know the difference between these two, but yeah, thanks. Enter studio. Let me send the link to the man himself, Paul Lynn. Who do you think? Like, what's the chat saying? I forgot to ask you guys. Who should Auden face next? What about Auden versus Mazahir Saidu? No, not a good match as of now. Next year, yeah, maybe. Next year, maybe. Because in my mind, Mazahir and Ryan Bowen are basically the same guy. And a 90 kilo Ryan Bowen is below Mazahir because Ryan was what 105 kilos when he faced Mazahir, 106, and then that was a 4-3 match. So this 90 kilo Ryan, in my opinion, no matter how many times he says that he's the strongest that he has ever been at 90 kilos, this Ryan, in my opinion, is going to get destroyed by Mr. Saidu. So no, not a good match. Not a good match. Proving astrology with another super chat. You were here yesterday as well. Thanks, sir. And you have been here dozens of times. Thank you, brother. $5 super chat. Thanks for these info. Did you talk about Hulk's after pull or his pull with with Monster Michael Todd? Yes, he did. I did, and we just shared the video on from Sylvia's channel where the Korean Hulk was practice pulling with who's the guy? Nugzari Shikadze, and he beat Nugzari in that practice pull. So that was amazing. Other than that, I have not seen any practice pull from the Korean Hulk. If you have, please let me know who else did he face on the table. It will be interesting to know. I think the match got too much hate and was closer than it looked. No, Auden was trying to make it look like it was closer than what it looked, but I don't think it was. It was a one-sided match. Auden is that good; he should accept it. He should not underplay his strength and overplay the Korean Hulk's strength. See how mature the young man is. 19 years old, and he's already not taking credit of being so strong that he destroyed his opponent. But thanks for the super chat one more time. Auden versus Rebecca. Display name is nothing. Settings, camera, 720p, mirror my video. I think it's cool. Audio, JBL, reduce background noise. That's cool too. And I guess we're good to go. Enter studio. Man, it's asking me to enter my name. PS. Let me just write PS. Versus Abbas, Jody versus you. I'm weak, but I'm not that weak that you're thinking. Jody versus me is a good match. He's actually strong AF. Auden just has great hand control. That seems possible too. That seems possible too. Auden versus Levan off cycle. Auden versus Ternenko is the best match. I agree. I agree. Auden Larratt versus Artem Ternenko is the match that must happen, and nobody, literally nobody, is going to complain about that. If Auden can arm wrestle Ryan Bowen while being lighter than him, then he can also arm wrestle. Paulin said he'll be free in an hour. It has been 50 minutes since then. I hope he's free, and I've sent the link to Mr. Paul. If Wrist Hunter is recovered, then he can be number one in his category. Yes, Auden versus Artem will be a good one too. Auden versus Artem, Uncle John, these are good matches. First, I think Uncle John is definitely weaker than Artem on the right arm, maybe on the left arm too. Yeah, that's the progression. King of the Table next event in USA, Auden versus Uncle John. Then if he beats him, Auden versus Artem Ternenko. Then if he beats him, Auden versus maybe Eddie Hall. If he beats him, Auden versus Ryan Bowen. If he beats him, Auden versus Brian Shaw. Still all popular celebrity kind of matches. And who can complain about any of these matches? I don't think anyone is going to complain about these matches. So Larry explained in one of his videos why he kind of quit arm wrestling. I'll make a video about that too. Thanks for reminding. I forgot. I forgot that I should have made a video about it already. But yeah, maybe it was time of King of the Table. That's why I didn't. Auden versus Jake Paul. Yeah, that's a cool match too. That's a cool match too. What's next for Auden? Yep. I never really was a huge fan of Larry. Seemed like a good fella though. Yeah, I never saw like the first time. You won't believe the first time I saw Larry arm wrestle with Devon. Even though Devon made him look great by getting pinned by a newbie Larry Wheels. Let's be honest. Before that, we had seen Larry compete in India. Before that, he was in India. We saw him compete against Indian arm wrestlers, and he was like Suhail Khan. Suhail Khan was like literally letting him go an inch above the pad and bring him back like he's nothing. Yes, he improved really fast. He defeated Suhail Khan within like 6 7 months from that time, maybe 8 months. So he improved way too much, way too fast. But that for me, I knew before Devon visited 2022 before he visited Larry. I knew before that Larry does not have what it takes to be the top guy in the 115 or the super heavyweight division. I knew before that. Not many people believed me around that time, but that's just the truth, man. There's just no way around it. I think Levan Saginashvili said it too. I think did he say that about Larry or Andres Maev? I think he said it about both. He said it about both. Levan does not hold it back. He says as he believes it is. Auden versus Barbora. It could have been a good match like some time ago, but I don't think right now it's a good match. It could have been good late, maybe December 2023. It was a good match. Not now. Auden versus Sachin Goyal. Sachin Goyal is really difficult to top roll, man, but the size gap is so much. Sachin is barely like 85 kilos and Auden is 105. I don't think Sachin can beat Auden, but Sachin is like really difficult to top roll. Really difficult to top roll. You have to beat him in a hook. If the match goes in a hook, no, Auden cannot win that match, but still, I don't think that match is going to go in a hook. That's how I look at that match. Pradeep versus Doug Ehrlich. Pradeep versus Doug Ehrlich, yeah. So Paul is home. There, Doug Ehrlich got really mad at me for whatever reason. Doug Ehrlich is another one of those guys who would you can never message them ever. They will message you, and then after sending that message, they will block you. Doug Ehrlich is one of those guys. Like position changes, reading and acting on it. He has never ever done any of that. Paulin will have to keep the chat going while I get my earphones. Shaq versus Brian Shaw, then Auden gets winner. Shaq is not going to arm wrestle. Shaq is too rich for the sport of arm wrestling. Imagine the Big Show and Brock Lesnar in arm wrestling. Brock Lesnar, Big Show, I don't know these stories are real. They all say that Kane was the guy. Kane was the man in WWE to beat in an arm wrestling game. Although Big Show said that he has never lost an arm wrestling match. Devon made a video about that. And if you guys are the OG fans of arm wrestling, not OG, but if you're following arm wrestling like 3 years ago, you know, I also made a video about that. Devon Larratt calling out the Big Show for an arm wrestling match. Devon Larratt calls out everyone for arm wrestling matches, man. Can you imagine? For those who have not watched it, it may not sound believable that Devon called out the Big Show for an arm wrestling match. Barbora was acting like she could defeat Devon. Yeah, I was sometimes when I watch Barbora, I was like, man, I don't want to use any word that I shouldn't be using here, but she's thinking that she's way overestimating her strength. Way overestimating her strength. Who's Sab the Bee? Not me. Not me. That's all I can say. Kali had the best leverage, to be honest. Yeah, Great Khali's top roll was good. He lost to Triple H. Yeah, via disqualification, I guess. Pradeep, you think a guy with no training can beat Devon? A guy with training cannot beat Devon. Devon with no training can beat a guy with training. How about that? Auden versus Guy Fleury. Best move against press. Auden versus Kyle Cummings. Technical. What technical? Yes, the Auden match has happened already. Shikhar Tiwari. He destroyed the Korean Hulk. Broken glass, interesting match. That should be a concept. I don't know why people hated on the Arm Gods event for organizing that thumbtack match. I think it was cool. The way they acted in that match, that was kind of weird. Like it should have just been like a regular competition, and not that spitting fake blood stuff like Gangrel kind of entrance. I didn't like that, but the concept in my mind, it was cool. I liked the concept. Auden versus Bearman. No, Bearman is not close to Auden. I think Auden destroys him. Right arm. Yuvraj versus Auden. Yeah, exactly the same size, same height, same weight. Not the same age. Yuvraj is like 3 years older. What do you think about? But much less experience. Much less experience. Who do you think? What do you think about Auden's next match with Bowen? We have already discussed that. Next year, I think it's a good match. Not now, not now. But Auden is improving. He's getting more mature in terms of his physical stature. The muscles are developing more. So a year from now, it's a good match. Abbas don't seem dedicated anymore. I don't think so. I don't think so. This time he's going to be in Pro Punja League season 2. And by the way, the actor Parveen Abbas is already in his home for last 3 days after the serious accident which he had a week ago. He was in ICU. That's why the Pro Punja League season 2 got delayed. It got postponed. It was on 5th. It was supposed to be on 4th since